So, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to talk today about, I consider this a hidden gem or comedy gem of the 1980s. Of course, it's the hilarious uh, soap opera parody, Young Doctors in Love. Now, Young Doctors in Love came out in 1982 and it was directed by the great creator of Happy Days, Gary Marshall. It spoofs a variety of medical shows, in particular General Hospital, and has many guest stars from ABC's various soap operas. Now, the cast together doesn't seem that funny, but it has some of the best character actors of their generation, including Sean Young, Michael McKean from, again, Lenny and Squiggy and Spinal Tap, Harry Dean Stanton, Dabney Coleman, Patrick McNee, Crystal Bernard, Ted McGinley, Saul Rubinak, Hector Elizondo, Michael Richards Kramer from Seinfeld, Taylor Negron, and Richard Dean Anderson as a drug dealer of all people. Now the movie itself was a moderate box office success with $30 million, and it basically the plot is very simple. A group of young medical interns join the city hospital surgery staff run by Dr. Prang, a brash and cynical surgeon um, leading an expensive and dissolute lifestyle, played by the ever evil Dabney Coleman. Meanwhile, old mafioso Sal Bonafide is admitted to the same hospital under assumed name after suffering a stroke. His son Angelo disguised himself as a woman in order to tend to Sal, fearing retaliation by rival crime syndicates. Uh, Professional hitman Malamud, played by Richards, is admitted to a bed next to Sal's in order to assassinate him, but every attempt fails, causing Malamud himself to undergo painful and necessary treatment. There's also a subplot of the Deshaun Young character meeting a very life-saving disease, and the young interns join together to to save her. Now you have to understand this is a little bit after its time with the St. Elsewhere. It's not really the airplane the parody, but some of the lines in here are extremely funny. The Gary Marshall side is almost like Gary Marshall turned R-rated for one movie. It's the same aesthetic as Happy Days, but the crew of cameos, like everybody from General Hospital, Susan Lucci, um, all the major Michael Damien, tremendous cameos that have to be seen to be believed. And this is one of Demi Moore's early performances. Now, Young Doctors in Love was a big sensation on VHS and one of the big hits on DVD as part of the cheapo releases at the time. Now, the ABC was hoping for a sequel to this, but it never panned out. But for a diversion on an afternoon, and considering all the soap opera medical drama tropes are there, the only thing that's missing is Alec Baldwin, because we all know Alec Baldwin played a doctor as on at least one of the that generation soaps, and of course being on Knots Landing for so many years. Now, I must warn you, there's nudity, there's very sexy humor, there's scripts in there that are part of the scripts in there are very sexist. But like I said, it's an extremely underrated cast altogether, and overall, and Taylor Negron, who of course had a big breakthrough with Easy Money, cameo in Fast Times at Ridgemont High. He almost steals every scene he's in, especially with Pamela Reed's infamous pseudo possible lesbian Nurse Sprocket. And actually, the best part of the movie is the last half hour where it leads up to a possible wedding of Sean Young and Michael McKean's character. And again, like Ted McGinley, who ended up being on a lot of comedies in the 80s and 90s, he actually gives a very solid performance. It's almost like he's channeling a young Rob Lowe at certain times. And the underrated Canadian actor Saul Rubinek is in here, and he steals quite a few scenes. By the way, five of the greatest comedy lines of the 1980s are in this movie. You have to seek them out, but once you hear them, you're never going to forget it. And there's aspects of many movies in here, like Tootsie, uh, kind of the old medical drama, Airport, Young Doctor Kildare, such and such. So if you can find a copy, try to find the extended edition because there's deleted scenes that are quite hilarious. But like I said, be warned. Like I said, it's not a politically correct movie. You'll see what I mean when you watch it. So when it's COVID Thursday, we wish you happy days, and if you want to relieve some stress, put Young Doctors on in love. You haven't seen it in quite some time, and laugh your assets off. Have a good day. Bye.